the top right, it is the NA superstar. It is Jaeyun.
And in the bottom, the Russian Zerg, it is g0rynich, who, by the way, is going to play Ret in a show match not too long from now.
Yeah, that's going to be coming up. I mean, it's actually in just a couple hours today, so after BSL, you should check that out, see if g0rynich can take down the old school Dutch player playing Terran, actually, in TVZ. Now, this is going to be the nightmare scenario that you're talking about, where we've got Jaeyun top right, and g0rynich is bottom middle. And before the game started, I also agreed that this is probably going to be 9-gate all-in from Jaeyun with probably 2-1, and just try and take this game pretty quickly. But we may end up seeing him transition into some type of 3 or 4 base play, but I actually kind of doubt that. Now, this is interesting because there's no gateway at the low ground. This looks like it's going to be 12 Nexus.
It's going to be an 11 Nexus, actually. And, oh my god, sick read here from Jaeyun. Now, 11 Nexus is the safest, the safer opening. You can have a you can have a cannon out in time versus overpool, I believe. Obviously, if g0rynich had done something like a 9 pull, he would just outright kill Protoss here. And I think, well, it looks like Jaeyun is going to scout the wrong position unless they he intersects the drone. No. Oh, he saw the drone. He saw the drone. So I think he's going to go bottom. Yes.
He is going to find g0rynich at bottom right. And I'm trying to think, is this the map that you can cannon rush? Well, I don't think. Oh, actually, you might be able to put it right there. No,
I'd be so surprised if he goes for a cannon rush. I feel like, you know, because the thing is, he already has the Nexus Nyoken. I mean, he doesn't have money to put down pylons and cannons, but
yeah, so that's not going to happen. He's going to go for the safe opener with the cannon before the gate. And now we see that g0rynich actually has a somewhat quick gas here. It's going to be, well, actually, it's pretty standard gas. This is the layer timing gas, 235 gas. Third hatch is going to go up at that high ground base. That base has a gas, so I'm kind of curious why he's opted into this.
Dude, that base is so far away, too.
Yeah, and it's far away. So, like, all of a sudden, Hydra play isn't all that great either.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to lie, but obviously, looking at this map, you're thinking, okay, Protoss pretty bad because third base. But Zerg on this map, especially if you're kind of into that lurker playstyle, you're kind of stuck on the... Like, it's very hard to take 4 bases. And the natural, to be quite honest, is pretty open. Like, it's not very choked up. So if Protoss goes for a big push, I feel like the natural is very susceptible. And maybe you won't be breaking these high ground gas expansions, but you can break the main base of Zerg. So maybe that's why this map has a slight Protoss advantage in terms of the statistics. But I think it's just mostly in general Protoss players are a bit stronger in the foreign scene. Who knows who played those maps, but in any case, Jaeyun is going to get the probe scout in here. He is going to see that there's a lair. And what's nice from Jaeyun's build is that he already has a Citadel going. Oh my god, this tech is so fast. He's got 1 cannon. He didn't make any zealots. This is incredible.
Yeah, this was literally a 4-minute Citadel. Oh, he chose the Stargate.
Oh my god, this guy's an absolute genius, dude. 500 IQ, man.
So he's probably going to start cutting a little bit here and put down a couple gates, and he's just going to show up with mass zealot.
I mean, I don't know. Like, that's the only thing that's weird about this for me is that this early Citadel usually, I would think it's for fast Templar archives, but looks like it's not.
Yeah, he just spent 150 gas right there. So this is going to be speed. However, because he built that Stargate, you know, there's no second gate after this. Like, it still hasn't been built. So actually, this incoming Zealot attack, I'm not too sure how this is going to fare because it's probably only going to be 5 Zealots. Like, there's really not a lot of follow-up after this. However, this is going to catch g0rynich completely off guard. He's going to be like, wait a minute. I saw Stargate. How do you actually have speed? Now, Jaeyun's sacking a lot for this because, as Zero's pointing out, there's no weapon upgrade at all. Now it's just started.
Yeah. This is, there are going to be 5 Zealots running across the map at the most insane time. But again, no +1 zealots. The thing that is nice for Jaeyun is his probe scout did see that there were a lot of drones, so he should know that maybe there's not too much defense. But at the same time, g0rynich has his second gas. He's pulling larva, so definitely is going to go for Mutalisks. But I mean, there's going to be a while before those Mutalisks hatch, and then even when they do hatch, they're going to have to kill the zealots.
He's gonna draw all of the units to the Overlord, and he's gonna attack the third base with the Zealots. And g0rynich has no idea. Now he spotted the Zealot. I'm surprised that speed hasn't kicked in just yet.
Yeah, speed is now finished. This is so insane. He has to kill that hatchery, though. This is a huge commitment from Jaeyun. What does he kill here? Does he go for the drones? Does he start targeting the hatchery? That's a lot of lings spawning. A Mutalisk is out already. So this attack here, I mean, it doesn't really look that scary. Couple of zealots coming into the main as well. They are going to trade decently well against the Zerglings, but you know what's nice about getting the speed early on is that you can constantly keep the Mutalisks back. They can't really trade, or they can't chase the zealots too efficiently. But at the same time, I mean, they don't have +1, so they can't really deal with lings. Cannon's now getting warped in at Jaeyun's main. He has a lot of Corsairs, so he does have a response to these Mutalisks.
There's 2 Zealots going to the third base again, and that's going to be a lot of gateways coming in for Jaeyun. He's already got 4 up, and he's continuously built SAREs. So actually, I think he might just outright kill g0rynich in the next minute, because that's when +1 weapon's going to kick in on his ground, and he's going to get off like 2 or 3 cycles out of these 4 gateways. He just needs to not take critical damage from these Mutalisks. There are 5 here, so they one-shot probes. So far, it looks like he's taken down 4 or 5 probes at the natural. The Corsairs did not react at all.
Yeah, and he's not getting +1 air upgrades on his Corsairs either. The Scourge will get on top of some of these Corsairs, but look, Jaeyun is actually just chasing those Mutalisks down. He doesn't care. Oh my god, those Scourge actually just spread the damage, and it's only shield damage, so those Corsairs are going to regenerate, and it looks like this is going to be a complete headache to deal with as Zerg, because you have a bunch of Corsairs running around, you have a bunch of Zealots running around. Zerg is supply block, he is in the red, so I mean, this is a tough spot to be in as g0rynich. You can see he's not mining gas from his natural anymore, trying to resaturate his mineral income.
Yep, there it is, +1. I was about to say in 10 seconds, and it has kicked in, but the SimCity is great. So these 5 Zealots obviously not going to be enough to pop this down. g0rynich has... Oh,
that's a lot of Overlords, though!
Yeah, and they're all going to die if he goes for the engagement here. He's going to see all these Overlords. Oh, the Mutalisks moved out of position, too, and so did the Corsairs.
And it's just 1 sunken and a bunch of drones versus +1 Zealots, so much damage going to come here for g0rynich. He does have a lot of Scourge, but that's only going to kill... Maybe it only kills, well, it kills 2 Corsairs, but the rest of the Mutalisks are not going to be enough to fight these Corsairs, and the Zealots are just completely destroying that base. g0rynich is getting picked apart here.
Get blocked. He's going to get picked. He's going to get blocked, and he's not going to be able to build any units. He's focusing down the hatchery. He wants that base. There's only a single Ling attacking it. This Overlord gets taken out. He's going to be blocked.
Dude.
This is over.
Is Jaeyun gonna get out of this group in first place with an absolute legend? I mean, Scourge are out for g0rynich. He is gonna be able to chase these Corsairs out of this base. The drones are coming back, but the main hatchery is dead. I mean, you know, he can still mine from this base, albeit it's gonna be very inefficient. So the thing for g0rynich is that he did kill a bunch of those Corsairs. Suddenly he does have air control, but looking at Jaeyun, he's already making Templar. Now, I don't think that's the cannon. That's not the Pylon you want to kill, dude.
That's not the Pylon you want.
Oh, is he gonna notice though?
No, he's attacking the wrong Pylon, and that's also gonna supply block him too.
Oh no, dude.
Oh my god, this would be heartbreaking if this actually allows g0rynich to get back into the game.
Well, I mean, we'll have to see here.
Get out.
He's still no. I mean, he can get out with his units, just not with his Dragoons.
Yeah, without the Dragoons, I mean. And this might buy g0rynich time to get something like Lurkers up.
Well, g0rynich, I mean, he is at 50 supply here, which is a terrible supply to be at in this matchup. He has had to make a lot of units. Look at how many gateways Jaeyun has. He does have +1. No second forge, doesn't look like. I actually wonder if that's +2 going or +1 armor. You know, against Hydralisks, you definitely want to get +1 armor at this point. The extra weapon does not really make a difference. Okay, Jaeyun actually making a Nexus at that 3rd mineral only. So definitely not going to be all in off of 2 base. But this push that's coming from Protoss is really scary, especially once he gets another round of Dragoons. I would say he still has 4 Corsairs to supplement the army too, so sniping Templars is going to be very difficult, and g0rynich has a bunch of supply in Scourge.
Yeah, actually, if Jaeyun attacks now, g0rynich can't stop it. Maybe he can stop it at the natural, but the base at mid-left can't be stopped. The base that's obviously at the mineral only can't be stopped. There's no Sunkens or any Sim City. So Jaeyun has 2 opportunities or 2 places that he can strike and take down a base. It looks like he just wants to end the game. He's gone up onto the high ground over on the left side and saw that that's where all the units are. So he doesn't know about this mineral only, but I guarantee you as soon as he sees it, he's going to be thinking, thank you, because that's going to be a dead hatchery. And g0rynich is going to be, you know, really hurting. You can see Sunken Man's coming into play, but this is not Larva. This is not him trying to, you know, go into mass and go into hive, go into super defensive play. He's just trying to not die. Like that's it. There's like nothing to fall back on is really what I'm getting at. So g0rynich, I think if Jaeyun just takes another base, it's almost impossible to lose at this point.
Yeah, and Jaeyun's playing very cautiously here. I think he wasn't sure whether or not g0rynich committed to mass Mutalisks. That's why he had a bunch of his Corsairs and Templars at the main base, just defending against a counterattack while he masked up. But now he knows this is the time to go. I have a big ball here. The thing is, these high ground expansions are extremely hard to attack. I don't think they're worth attacking. I think if you have this type of timing, you just go straight for the Zerg's main, and that's exactly what Jaeyun is going to do. Where are his Templar? They're coming. Okay, so he has a lot of units. That's 4 Sunkens, though, with a bunch of Hydralisks. It's going to be a bit difficult to break, I think. Well, Jaeyun is going to bleed a couple of units. He does have a massive supply lead, though. So definitely not the end of the world if he loses a Zealot or 2. But actually, Jaeyun is going to back off. And I think at this point, he's probably like, you know what? Fine. Have that base of yours. I'm just going to expand.
Yeah, and I mean, you can have as many Sunkens as you want. But all that does is just mean that you're just not going to die right now. There's no powerful upgrades coming in for g0rynich. Now the Queen's Nest is going up. But it's going to be so long for him to hit power spikes, you know, Adrenaline, Plague, stuff of that nature. Also, because Jaeyun has such a dominable army, like, how does g0rynich actually just get out of his base? Like, is that even possible?
No, I mean, this is going to be really hard for g0rynich because Jaeyun has just shifted gears, and his game plan now is to just deny the 4th base from Zerg while he takes his own 4th base. And honestly, this is actually how Dawid likes to play as well. He plays very kind of, doesn't necessarily go for the busts, just controls the map and expands himself and limits the Zerg's expansions. So I really like how Jaeyun is playing, and can see he's moving his army around very well, macroing incredibly well as well. Look at his APM, just close to 500, just insane macro management really from Jaeyun. And g0rynich, I mean, he is doing his best to remain in this game. He had to make all those sunks. He had to make lurkers to stay alive. And he is getting into hive tech, so definitely doing everything he needs to do to stay relevant. But, you know, I think many times we would see a Protoss in this situation just try and ram it in and try and end the game. And maybe in those situations, g0rynich would hang on. But Jaeyun just so smartly taking a 4th base, starting his robotics tech, starting his Reaver production, and just playing this deny 4th base game. It's incredibly smart from him.
Yeah, sometimes you don't have to actually go outright in the game to win the game. You just make the other player run out of money. That's a tactic
Yeah.
that a lot of Terran players use. And you can see that Jaeyun, he's just going back and forth, making sure that there's no hidden base, that, you know, there's no sneak attack happening somewhere. Now g0rynich has actually moved out a little bit, and he's got to instantly turn around, because if he ends up fighting Jaeyun's army, there's no way he wins that. Look at it. It's like 2 groups of Hydras, and that's it, versus a maxed out Protoss.
Yeah. I mean, just look at the supplies. Protoss is ahead 90 supply.
Yeah, and Jaeyun's taking mid left.
Yeah, and I mean, he's taking a bunch of bases, so this is just sick macro play from him. Absolutely sick. And look at how well he's controlling the map, just running around. It just, yeah, I mean, if you look at this as a Zerg player, what do you do here? The thing is, maybe you rely on defilers to push out of your base to take another base and maybe go into something like drop play. But Jaeyun just seems to be covering all his angles perfectly.
Yeah, and there's going to be a drop into the main, and it looks like he's probably going to storm drop the third base at the same time. There's a shuttle in the darkness. Let's see how many kills this drop can get off. There's the storm, and it's going to get a decent amount of drones, maybe like 3 or 4. Actually, it kind of whiffed those drones on the side, but it doesn't really matter because he's got a massive lead. Actually, what I would like to see Jaeyun do is build more SAREs, and the reason for that is because it seems like g0rynich can't do anything, and the only way that he could really maybe get something done is like a sneak drop around the side.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm thinking, especially Hive Zerg.
Yeah, if you get a Dark Swarm down in the base while doing a Ling Lurker drop, all of a sudden, I mean, it doesn't matter how many bases Jaeyun has. If you have this cloud that can't take any damage, he's just going to kill the entire main.
Yeah, we'll have to see here. But at the same time, Jaeyun still has a couple of Corsairs, for example, so definitely has ways of scouting for that. But just in general, Jaeyun, here's the thing, Jaeyun's just playing so well that it's hard to see what Zerg should do because Jaeyun's covering all the possible options here. Darkstorm does go down, so now it's going to be a bit interesting because you can see the predominantly Dragoon heavy army composition Jaeyun has is suddenly its efficiency is going to be, oh my god, that was a Reaver there actually. So Jaeyun just going into shuttle harass mode, completely picking apart g0rynch's economy while g0rynich tries to push out to secure a 4th base, but it looks like he's trying to secure this mineral only. That's not really going to help him too much.
Yeah, I would actually like to see Jaeyun start expanding to the right side to prevent drops, like I said. Even if he would end up losing those bases, it would be better to lose those bases than to lose his main. But instead, he's focusing on just denying g0rynich, which is obviously fine. The Goons and Storm are doing pretty well versus the Ling, Lurker, Hydra combo. Scourge are going all over the place trying to find these shuttles. I saw that Jaeyun had 3 shuttles. Don't know where they are right now. I like that Zealot patrolling, as I mentioned, simply because of the drop potential. There's double shuttle moving somewhere. Looks like maybe into the main this time.
Yeah, I mean, 4 shuttles, dude. The
4
Polish
shuttles,
recall.
Yeah, this is going to be a mini recall. And where are the Scourge?
I mean, there are no Scourge. It's just so hard for Zerg to make
there they
any
go.
units. 4
this,
shuttles, Goons, Zealots, Scourge dies. Well, it's a lot of units. Oh, Templar get out though. Storm on top of the Hydralisks gets a bunch of drones as well. Gets a bunch of Hydralisks. Oh, there's a DT. Yeah, I mean, it's just everything minus the Reaver. And Jaeyun kind of moving his army in the middle of the map, making sure there's nothing going on, not any counterattacks, any random hidden expansions. He's going to come back and try and threaten this 4th base that g0rynich is trying to take. But g0rynich, I mean, look at how many resources are left in his main, and he has no saturation there. So his economy is in absolute tatters here. Like, there's just not much he can do.
Yeah, but he's trying to get that mid-left base up, I think, and then also the mid-right base looks like it's being taken to the mineral only. Another shuttle drop into the main. Actually, I think this is just game over.
Yeah, Jaeyun's just going to bust the natural.
Yeah, he's going to bust the main, and I think he's going to bust the natural. Or he's going to bust the left side. I don't know exactly. But supplies, wow, that's a lot of lurkers over on the left side. Supplies still 100 supply lead for Jaeyun. Looks like a couple gateways have been misrallied, but you can see he's got 2-2 upgrades. He's got 3-3. Coming in, yeah, that's hatchery's not gonna get up.
Yeah, well, right now, I don't know. Jaeyun is, I mean, he's so far ahead, but like, I wonder, Jaeyun seems to be struggling to just ending this game, and g0rynich is gonna get this opportunity to counterattack, but so much Storm, those cannons are totally worthless, but the Storms are on point, kills everything before it gets burrowed inside the Dark Swarm. And Jaeyun does deny that base to the mid, right? One more lurker in that Dark Swarm. g0rynich forgets about it, does not get it burrowed. So that counterattack is completely dealt with. And now Jaeyun's going to come here, and the Defiler and lurkers that were once defending this base are gone. Jaeyun will be able to stop g0rynich from taking this 4th base.
He stormed his own ob, though, so he may actually be able to hold this base with just a couple lurkers. Storms are missing. They're missing that one lurker that's just sitting there. But it doesn't matter because it's still 70 supply to 170 there. Now the Storms hit everything.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely incredibly played here from